that your phone or my phone?
Oh, it could be. I'm just in a different area right now that's not great.
Yeah, it's your phone then.
So, am I coming through all right now?
A little bit. There you go. My transition from motocross to entrepreneur.
Yeah, like first off, like how did it start? When what year is it that you started opening up your own skate shop and tattoo parlor and made the switch from racer to businessman?
It started in 2009. I raced. I raced for Rockstar Suzuki in '08, and then still had the somewhat of the dream. Went to 2009 as a privateer, and then at the end of 2009, I got seventh in the series, something like that. It was kind of like the real realization came that I'm really not going to win a championship. I'm obviously not made to be a champion, so it is really time to move on. We're not going to drag this shit out any longer, basically.
Yep.
And like being lucky enough to race dirt bikes up until that point, I was 26 at that point. I didn't want to go and I didn't want to do a job where I hated, and I always thought about opening up a skate shop. Even 5 years before that, I thought about opening a skate shop because I always liked skateboarding and snowboarding and all that stuff. And I wanted to do something I was interested in. And anyway, all the stars just aligned that I ended up opening up a skate shop. And then 6 months after that, we incorporated the tattoo shop into it as well. Just kind of everything just worked out. So,
I've never run a business before, but the current guy that I'm working for, I'm seeing like all the different layers to running a business.
Yeah.
Was there a big learning curve to it all, or did you kind of pick Heidi's brain a lot for it?
Heidi couldn't run a sharp stick bit pile.
Oh, no?
Heidi doesn't. Heidi's okay. No, don't quote that. We can tell Heidi doesn't know how to run a business. You can quote that one.
Okay.
It was more like, literally, dude, like what I did, how I started was, there was another skate shop in town and they were blowing it hard. Like they were basically on the verge of going out. So I came in and, I didn't want their shop. I didn't want their name. I just wanted them, and you needed to get them out in order to get the brands to have your own because all the exclusivity rights and that stuff.
Yep.
So I just bought them for what they had in assets of their stock and their cash registers and stuff like that. So basically when I opened the door, I walked in, everything was ready to go, besides a few things, change the sign, start bringing my own stock, do all the credit apps, get my own suppliers and all that stuff. So it was easier that way as far as not having to gather all the little things up.
Yeah.
But literally when I signed the check to them to buy their assets and they walked out and I was in there alone looking around like, oh, okay, I don't even know how to use a till. I don't know how to do anything. So like, I'm diving in head first. I have to learn very, very quickly, right? So and it was actually good for me because I had to learn quick. I had to get it going. So yeah. It was sink or swim, right? Yeah.
Are you good? Are you pretty good with numbers? Like obviously like there's always, you got to take on like you said, credit lines and things like that, and cash flow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Are you already kind of naturally like kind of organized in that area?
No, I wasn't at all. I wasn't at all. Like when I first was getting into it, it was just like, what I was good at was bringing in good product, and I was good at selling stuff to people. But as far as the management side of it, I really sucked. Like I was a horrible math student and everything, but as I kept going with it, I've really started to love the numbers game and like being super organized and comparing days, comparing months, and trying to project on sales, and like I really, really love that stuff now, which I never would have thought that I would. But and so basically in the last 5 years I've molded myself into maybe a better businessman now rather than just someone that's buying and selling.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And how are things going today? Like revenue's going quite well. How many people do you have working for you?
We have I have 2 full-time tattoo artists, and then I opened up a second shop too. So I opened up a second shop 1 year ago in May, which is about 45 minutes away in New Glasgow, it's called. So I have two guys. I have a full-time guy there and a part-time guy there, and then I have a full-time guy at the churro store plus me. So I guess I got 5 or 6 guys working the shops, and are really loyal guys. And that's about it. So we got 2 shops going now, and both of them are climbing. Like even in the 5th year for the main location, for the most part, the revenue's increasing all the time. So it's just just a struggle. Just keep plugging away and just keep trying to do things and keep the number game going.
Does it eat up a lot of your time? How many hours a week? How many days a week are you devoted to the business?
Oh, I'm there 6 days a week. I go every day. I mean, obviously being the boss, I have the leisure of being able. Okay, I'm out for the day. I'm going to go riding, or I'm going to go do something else if I want. But it rarely ever happens, Danny. I'm there. I go in an hour before we open, and I'm always almost there till close. And that's 6 days a week. And I found out that I may be a micromanager a little bit.
Yeah.
So I really like to see what's coming, what's going, what people aren't getting when they come in there. I just like to really have my finger on everything. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty neat, man. I really respect. There's not a ton of there's not a ton of people out there that have what it takes to run their own business and keep one going, and you don't see a lot of racers sort of be able to kind of step into the real world like that. What's the what's more difficult, running a business or riding a bike hard for 30 minutes?
Well, right now that I run business, it's hard to ride a bike for 30 minutes. I don't know. It's the motocross thing that's a tough racket, man. That is it's just a tough racket. I'm happy to have stepped away from it, to be honest with you. I really enjoy riding now more than ever. Like, a lot of these guys really have to weigh the risk and the reward out, man. It doesn't equal out in that sport.
Yeah.
Unfortunately to say, it doesn't equal itself out. So you take that beating all you want, and at the end of the day, you're getting nothing for it, really. Maybe a little satisfaction every once in a while if you do good, but there's a lot of lows in the motocross world. I mean, but I don't know. Everybody knows it.
Yeah. What things do you feel that motocross taught you? Anything that's helped you in your new chapter in life here?
Yeah, I'm honest to God, I'm not like super. I'm honestly not super proud of my motocross career. Like I think that I had some okay races and stuff like that, but I wish that I could have. I wish I could go back in time and redo it. That's for damn sure. Because there've been a lot of things I did differently. The cool guy images and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just those aren't cool. And I would have maybe tried to focus more. And I don't know. I'm not too proud of my motocross career. So.
But that was, I think, from a fan's perspective, it seems like maybe that was your weakness with your racing game, was that you're always quite hard on yourself and didn't seem to just sort of like let it kind of go. Because I don't know, looking back, geez, man, I'd be pretty proud to tell people I did some of the things that you did on a motocross bike.
Yeah, I know, but another thing I'm trying to do is maybe not as much live in the past. Like, when I did this or when I did that. I try not to do that. Like, a lot of people hang on to that stuff. Everybody sees. A lot of people try and hang on to the past really bad. But try not to a little bit. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe I know. I definitely know my weakness in the whole moto game was my mind, 100%. Like, I couldn't focus. I was hard on myself. I never ever. There's times where I truly believe in myself, but not a lot. So, and you gotta have it. So
you don't. Does that follow you into your running the businesses, or are you a little bit different there? Like you said, you feel like you're having more fun doing this than the motocross thing.
Yeah, no, I'm getting older now, and I'm a little more secure in my decision making, and a little more smart in my decision making, and just try and be more receptive to what people say, and I pay attention to people around me or what successful people are doing, and I'm more interested in not trying to be some cool guy that owns a skate shop or a cafe, but I'm more interested in like trying to really establish a business and in the end make some money. So and have fun and enjoy myself too, obviously. So
I noticed you mentioned the cool guy reference a couple times. One thing I do find interesting is if a person didn't know Mitch Cooke, and let's say, I guess back in the day when you're racing all the time, shirt off, tats out, you kind of had a bit of a cool guy look to you.
That's right.
But you're not really, I don't consider you like a cool guy. Well, I mean, you're a cool guy, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't really have a sense of arrogance to you or cockiness or anything. Like, you're quite actually down to earth and, yeah.
That's why you can never want to judge a book by its cover, I guess. That was funny. I was talking to someone about that today, how they were saying how they really try to judge people on their first impression. I'm like, well, I really try not to judge people on their first impression, because there's been a lot of people I've met over the years that once I've got to know them, end up being the best people out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, no, like I say, that's that cool. A lot of guys try and portray that cool guy image when, maybe we just got to give them a chance to show who they really are, I guess. But
what was I know you don't want to go into the past too much, but I'm asking you a couple questions about your racing career.
We're talking about racing thing. It's all good.
You raced Canada, the U.S. You've been in Europe, the nations. You've got to kind of taste a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Is there one moment, one race that sticks out in your mind, even if it wasn't maybe a race that you finished, but one real big highlight or something that you carry with you more so than the rest of them?
There would be. Well, I think that to this day that my Riverglade national moto win was number one. But I mean that's that. But I think that my first podium in the big bike class in '04 when I was a privateer, me and Adam Turner from Podium One Suspension we're traveling on our own, and I come into that year essentially really a nobody, a kind of a maybe even a little bit of a lost cause. And I really did try hard that year, and I trained hard, and ended up getting a podium at Walton in the last round, and actually got offered to ride for Blackfoot on the podium at that last round too. So that was kind of like the turning point in my motocross career.
Yep.
So, yeah.
What's the coolest place you've ever been to?
Oh, Africa. I went and rode in Africa twice.
Is that when you're with George Chauvet?
No, it was when it's actually in 2010. It was after I owned the businesses and stuff. 2010 and 2011, and just worked out that I got to go there a couple times and race and do motocross school. And that's, man, oh man, anybody wants to travel a cool place, go to Africa. You want to see some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to feel how lucky you are to have what you have? Go there.
What a bit, yeah, that's true, eh? And then, what about Dubai? That must have been, I thought maybe you would actually say Dubai was one of the more interesting places you've been to.
Yeah, Dubai was cool. Dubai was really neat, but the novelty wore off. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time there. Like I spent 6, 7, 8, almost a full year. Like I spent 2 months there 1 year, 6 months straight there another year, another 2 months another year. It was really neat for a bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's every day you wake up and it's warm and there's stuck in traffic every day, and there's nobody to ride with, and there's nobody to race with, and once you've seen the big buildings and the nice mall, what else is there? You go ride in the desert, I guess, but I don't know. I appreciate it, like place like, and I rode in India too. I appreciate a place like Africa and India more than any place, because you go there and you just actually can't believe what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've never been. I hope to one day.
You got to go to Africa, man. Go to Kenya or something like that. It's amazing, dude. It's awesome. Anyway, yeah.
So you still get to get out on the bike a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Can you do some local races and things like that? And then you usually sign up for the Riverglade National, I think, for the last couple of years, but you've had kind of like, I think I recall bad luck DNFs and things like that sort of happened to you.
Yeah, that was just funny. I did that interview with Brent War. I'll talk about the Canadian Motor Show, talking about how like you get excited in the wintertime to do all these races, and I get all excited to do Riverglade National, or just get excited to do these things, but right when the time comes, it's like, why did I do this? I don't need to do this anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
I'm done. You can mark my words. I'll never race a national race ever again.
No.
There's no point, 0 point in it. But I race like maybe 4 or 5 races a year or something like that. I ride once a week, maybe twice a week sometimes. I try and keep my speed fairly good, and I try and have fun and I try and keep my game on point a little bit, and especially when I ride with Tyler and stuff. And I race against Tyler at our races, so I got to try and give him somewhat of a run. But that's about it, really. If I wake up some mornings as a race and I look out the window and it's raining, I just go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's nice, eh?
Yeah.
Not feeling that pressure to.
Yeah.
So who holds the fastest lap time now at your track? You or Tyler?
I actually think that little bugger beat my lap time. It was I think he might have beat it last year, to be honest with you. I held it for a long time. I think he beat it last year, but I don't think I think he's got it, obviously. He's got me by a second.
Are you riding a 2-stroke still?
No, I have it, but it's sold.
Yeah.
I was the same. That's why some of the winter thing. I was all excited to build this 2-stroke. I thought it was the end all of all for an old guy in a national race to kind of have an advantage on these guys. But it wasn't an advantage at all. So I raced at a Riverglade, and as soon as I was done, it was up for sale. So anyway.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what, do you have a 450 or something these days?
Yeah, no, it's wicked. Freedom Cycles in town. They have a place in Halifax now. They opened up a shop in town, and Randy at Freedom Cycle actually gave Heidi a 2DF and gave me a 450 for the year to ride. So that's a KX 450. So that's pretty sweet.
Oh, a Cowie.
Yeah, riding Cowies. Yeah.
Both you and Heidi?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, pretty sweet.
What's the state of Atlantic motocross like? Is it growing? Is it stagnant? Is there any fast kids to look out for?
I'd say it's stagnant, Danny. I think so. I think you're right. I think it's stagnant. I think, it was about 5 years ago with some really big growth, and then it's just kind of petered off to what we are now. Fast guys come out here. There is some fast kids here. I don't know how fast they are when they leave here. It's a different story when you go to Quebec or you go in Ontario or anything like that. You still with me? Okay. I don't know about any. Besides, Davey Frazier's he's riding really well, but he's the same thing. He's at that age now. If you haven't lit the world on fire yet, it just really ain't gonna happen. So. You know, ride it out as long as you can, I guess, and that's about it. But any young guys, I was funny when I was thinking about that today. I feel like if you're 16, 17, 18 years old and you are already blazing fast and able to go out in a Canadian National and basically run up front. I don't know if anybody's is there any late bloomers like that? Can you vote for me on that? I feel like you got to be really fast at a young age now to succeed in this sport.
I agree with you. I think it's for all sports across the board. Like I think of hockey, if you haven't reached your potential by, it seems so young to say, but 16 or 17 or I guess 18. Yeah. Odds are you're probably not going to get any better.
Exactly. I look at some guys too that are like 18, 19, and their parents are still paying for them to go race and chase this dream. I guess it's not my money or not me doing it, but do they not see what's really going on around them? They're just in this little illusion that their kids 20th place in the Nationals or 10th place, or not even that. You know what I mean? So
yep.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding very very negative on it, but I don't know. Some people need to see the light, I think, sometimes.
Well, it's you're competitive, right? The reason you got as far as you did is because you're very competitive. So I think for guys like yourself is if you're not going to the race to be up front, like you said, one of the reasons why you decided to hang them up was because you didn't feel that you were going to win a championship. So I think that you get to a certain level and if I can't get out there and be a real competitor, then and then they're in the same sense. If you're aware of what you're doing, I'm just I know I'm not really gonna make it, but I just like to race and I like to ride. And I'm going out and doing this, and that's fine too. Just don't live in an illusion that this is you're 20th place in the national. You're 19 years old and you're gonna be the next big thing. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Like, what's the one thing you really loved about motocross? Is there a certain time, like during a race or before a race, that you really got excited?
Hanging out, like with on no joke, with like guys like you and like in the pits and stuff like that, like shooting the shit with people, and I guess that part, the whole social scene of it is really cool because it's a tight cliff. It's and then the times where you do good, the satisfaction you get after, the high you're on after you do good, that's what keeps you going, right?
Mhm.
So that would be it, I guess.
If you could see one thing changed in, I want to say Canadian motocross, but maybe it's just motocross in general. If you see like there's one thing that could be changed, I guess for the better, what do you think it would be?
Shit, man, I don't even know. What do you think?
Well, geez, we don't have time to hear about all my things that we need to do different.
You're smarter about this stuff than I am. I really don't look deeply, like real deep in. I mean, obviously, like I think that the marketing side of it and the promotion side of it could be up big time.
Mm-hmm.
I think there needs to be some sort of changes in behind the scenes as far as management, I guess you could say, to try and inject some new blood into this series somehow.
Yep. No, I don't think too deeply on it. My main thing I see at the races is kind of go along the lines of what you're saying is don't go crazy and keep spending all your money. It seems every year that everybody needs to have a bigger truck and trailer, and they need to have like more than one bike. And I don't know. I remember going back to like an Auburn Provincial and Matt Crown showing up with a 450 in the back of his pickup truck.
Yeah.
Well, JSR did it at Walton, and they did just fine. So
that's right. People's egos.
I don't think people have to make it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be as expensive, I don't think, as some people make it. Still an expensive sport, but.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Take it for what it is, man. Take it for what it is, and just go and like we were already saying, if you're just gonna be a weekend warrior, go and have some fun. If you're take it for what it is.
What's the scene like out there? You've had Tyler out there, your little brother-in-law of sorts. You got it sounds like you probably got a interesting little scene going on out there with everybody and the kids and stuff like that. A little bit of a scene, it just seems like the Cooke family's growing, and I'd love to go out there, and I've never had the chance to check your place out, but how have things been the last few years, just with the change in your career and having Tyler out there and things? Can you kind of paint me the picture of what I know you love that East Coast?
Oh man, we got it made out here. Like it's I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, mate, but I think our little compound thing is so wicked around here. Like there's the bakery, which is bakery's like the centerfold of it all. And then I live next to the bakery. 2 houses down, my mother lives. 2 houses down from that is where Hottie and Tyler lives. And then my other sister lives behind me. And it's like just a little compound that we have here. And then down the road a little further is another house full of motocross racers. Up the road a kilometer is a garage full of a whole bunch of motocross racers with bikes and stuff in it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a pretty neat setup we got here with the track and stuff right there. And
so you guys are always like when the work day's done, you guys are all quite social and you're seeing each other quite a bit and hanging out.
Everybody pretty much sees everybody every single day. It's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat thing that goes on here. I don't know. I would never leave. That's for damn sure. So Tyler's always doing stuff and hiding. I mean, everybody meets at the baker every morning pretty much.
Yeah.
Get their day started.
Yeah. Oh, neat. That's good for you guys.
Yeah, friggin' right.
You and Tyler get along pretty well, I'm sure, but do you guys ever have like a little dispute or pull the odd prank on each other?
We only ever got in a dispute once. That was a couple of years ago racing at Pleasant Valley, where I thought that he was racing maybe a little too hard, a little too dirty, so we got in a screaming match afterwards. But we kissed and made up, and everything's good now. So, but no, he's easy. He's easy to get along. Tyler, he's easy to get along with. I tell you though, anybody knows him a couple of years ago to what he is now, he's changed with having 2 kids and a nagging wife or a nagging fiance. The wind has gone out of his sails a little bit. Like he's a little bit more tired these days, and he's not as
really?
Oh yeah, like he's a little bit different now. He's not like a little kid anymore. Like he still is. If he has a Guinness beer or something like that, the real Tyler comes out. But
yeah,
you know, on the main normal day, he's a pretty strict, or not strict father, but he's a father, and he's pretty serious, and he's not as outgoing as he once was.
And so Heidi, she's a mom now, eh? Full on mom.
Oh yeah, she's super mom. Yeah, super mom.
Great.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, they're pretty good. That's pretty sweet.
Well, when are you getting one on the go?
I don't know, man. Maybe never. I don't know. They're pretty fun, the kids that they have. So that's all I need. We'll see.
Yeah. What's the best bike that you've ever owned and raced?
Ooh, best bike I've ever owned.
You've had a few of them.
Fuck, man. I don't know. Like, best, like, maybe I like my 2007 Suzuki RM450.
Yep.
It was a 4-speed. Fucking loved that bike. Loved that chassis. As soon as it went to that different chassis 08 one, I hated that bike. First time I got on, I didn't like that bike. But 07 Suzuki RM450. I
thought maybe you were gonna say a Blackfoot 450.
I never got a chance to really ride one. The only time I raced for Blackfoot on a 450 was riding my practice bike at Riverglade National.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, their 250S were awesome too, but the 250Fs, every single 250F feels slow to me.
At any point in your career, did you ever feel starstruck, like when you went and raced against some of the big guys in the U.S. or at the Nation? Did you ever have any moments where you felt like, wow, like I'm going up, like,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Can you remember any certain moments that stood out, like maybe the first time you raced?
Motocross the Nations when I flipped over backwards on the start line. Clutch malfunction on the start line. I dumped the clutch and nothing happened, and all of a sudden it engaged, and I was holding the throttle wide open with I almost like, you know how almost like it wouldn't move, so I almost let my body go limp, like, shit, and then it hooked up, and I flipped over backwards. Ivan Tedesco was on one side of me, and someone else fast on the other side of me, and there's a picture of me flipping over backwards, my feet off the pegs, and them two on each side of me, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys, I'm Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. Holy shit. Wasn't a good look. But yeah, that race is pretty gnarly, being like, just knowing that, like, the best of the best were there. That was pretty great. And Bimington National. I don't think I'll ever try and qualify for 2 AMA Nationals. That was the first one. And I qualified really good. I think I was 17 or 18. I actually qualified like third in both of my qualifiers. So I had I think I had 14th or 15th gate pick or something like that.
What year was that?
2001.
Okay.
Yeah, so top 10, they didn't have to qualify, so after that. So I had a really good gate pick, and I was lined up next to Carmichael.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just was just like, I was saying it on that motor show too, my goal was to qualify, and I was so amped after how good I did in qualifying. I didn't give a shit about the 2 races on Sunday.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was lined up with Carmichael. Needless to say, it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Right on. Well, that's really kind of all the questions I had for you, buddy.
Those are good ones, dude. Is that written down? That off the top of your head?
Oh, just off the top of my head, man.
Those are good ones, dude. You're good at that.
Oh, thanks.